Good morning, everyone. So, in continuation with the last class, that is on module 2, so we'll be discussing some of the topics in part 2 of ready mix concrete module 5. And in this video class, the topics what we'll be discussing, you can find the notes from page number 8 to page number 16 in module 5 of RMC. So, next, like what is self-compacting concrete. So the name itself indicates that the concrete which compact itself, you call it as self-compacting concrete. So we know that how the compacting process takes place, and what is self-compacting concrete. So self-compacting concrete is defined as a concrete mixture that can be placed purely by means of its own weight with little or no vibration. So usually when we place the concrete to compact it, so we'll be running a roller or we'll be doing a hand ramming. But here in self compacting concrete, mm, self-compacting concrete, so that can be placed purely by means of its own weight with little or so if it requires, so little vibration can be given, or no, without vibration it can compact by itself. So concrete that is able to flow and consolidate under its own weight completely fill the formwork of any shape, even in the presence of dense reinforcement, while maintaining homogeneity and without the need for any additional compaction. So, next is what are the materials required for self compacting concrete. So, self compacting concrete has a more power content and less coarse aggregate, and fillers used can be fly ash, ground granulated blast furnace slag, condensed silica fumes, rice husk ash, lime powder, chalk powder, and the quarry dust. So here less coarse aggregate can be used and has a more powdered content, and whatever the materials I have listed here are in the powdered form. So fillers can be of fly ash, and ground granulated blast furnace GGBS, and condensed silica fume, rice husk ash, lime powder, chalk powder, and the quarry dust. So SCC incorporates high range water reducers, HRWR, superplasticizers, and frequently viscosity modifying agent in the small amount. So next is what are the general parameters of the mixes that are experienced. Trial mixes for the quality of self-compacting concrete. First one is coarse aggregate content. For normal density aggregates, this typically results in specific volume, that is 28% to 32% of the concrete volume, with the balance 68 to 72% being the mortar. So coarse aggregate content, so according to the in the volume, specific volume, that is 28% to 32% of the concrete volume with the balance. So here it's given as 68 to 30, 72%. So even in the mixes, concrete mixes, if it is 1 is to 2 is to 3, so the large number indicates that amount of coarse aggregate. And next is about the paste fraction. Approximately 35 to 37% of the mix, and for rounded well aggregated fine aggregate, this will be lower. For poor aggregates or manufactured fine aggregate, this will be higher. So this mix, or the approximately the mix what is given, so that is lower for fine aggregate and higher for poor graded or manufactured fine aggregate. And powdered cement, supplementary cementitious material, and inert powder materials with particle size passing through the sieve 150 mm, and powdered content will generally be in the range 295 to 365 kg per meter cube. So next is fine aggregate. Some people track fine aggregate to total aggregate ratio, which usually turns out to be approximately 45% to 55%, with 50% being typical. And then the water content for first mix as needed to get 25 to 75 slump in the concrete without SCC, like self compacting concrete admixtures. This would include water reducing admixture or retarders for set control. So water reducing agent, it may be plasticizers, adding plasticizers or super plasticizers, and we need to get a slump of 25 to 75 mm slump. Next is water cement ratio. A water cement ratio is needed for durability, and generally powdered content requirements for SCC properties will mean that water cement ratio is low enough. So SCC powdered in the powdered form, that is fly ash or GGBS, adding those material, and the resultant strength high enough for. Next is air. Air content should be as needed for durability, and air can improve the viscosity of a mix and increase the paste volume, but may adversely affect the paste density. There are many industry organizations at work developing specification, test methods, and practices for self-compacting concrete. As new information becomes available, this document will be updated accordingly. So next is advantages of self-compacting concrete. So what are the advantages of this concrete? We'll study one by one. Reduction of the labor cost. So since the concrete compact itself, there will be less labor cost, as much as 50 to 80%, and machinery and energy will be used, and increase in early and ultimate strength. So early strength will increase as well as ultimate strength will get increase. Improved surface finish, that is virtually eliminate bug holes, so that there will be a clear finishing surface and less efflorescence, covers reinforcement effectively, and reduction of repairs due to inadequate compaction, saving in initial cost of formwork and more usage, reduction of energy cost and noise level, little or no vibration required. Since like as I explained in the first slide, what do you mean by self compacting concrete? So there will be, it requires little or no vibration, so reduction of energy. Next important points to be remembered, that self compacting concrete can improve the product quality, it can reduce the product cost, and it can disaster if your quality control is lacking, but a success is if your standards are good. So SCC mix characteristics. So what are the characteristics of a self compacting concrete mix? So non segregating. So first one is non segregating. The aggregate will stay in suspension in the mix as it flows into the form. And the next one, there will be no segregation, there will be no bleeding, and it requires no vibration or little or no vibration, and flow spreads So these are some of the characteristics of the self-compacting concrete. So when we come about non-bleeding, water will not rise to the top of the mix or be observed on the outer edges of a flow test. And coming to the vibration, no vibration is required during placement. It compacts itself, and all the holes will be there. Will be no bug holes. Self-compacting concrete will flow around the rubber and other inclusions in the form under its own weight. And flow spreads of 18-inch diameter or greater are obtainable, so as the water cement ratio. So we are not going to increase the slump by increasing the water content. Instead, we are going to add the water reducing agents like superplasticizers or plasticizers, or sometimes it may be considered as retarders, so that these flow spreads of 18-inch diameter or greater are obtainable. Next is set time. The initial set time in many self-compacting concrete mix will increase upwards of 90 minutes. So we already know what is the initial setting time. What should be the initial setting time? It should not be less than 30 minutes, and the final setting time it should not be more than 600 minutes for for a cement. So when we come for self compacting concrete, so initial setting time increases upwards of 90 minutes depending on the admixtures used and the water content of the mix, and this may be desirable trait for many concreting operations in the drilled shaft industry. Cement cannot be only fine or filler material, and the mineral admixtures are used to enhance the deformability and stability of the concrete. Chemical admixtures are most for achieving the excellent flow at low water content, and viscosity modifying admixture. So VMA, it refers to viscosity modifying admixtures, reduces the bleeding and improves the stability of the concrete mix. So next, coming to the fresh uh, self-compacting concrete properties when it is in the fresh state before it get hardened. So first one, that is filling ability. So the ability of the self-compacting concrete to flow into and fill completely all spaces within the formwork under its own weight. And passing ability, first is filling ability, next is passing ability. The ability of the self compacting concrete to flow through tight openings such as spaces between the steel reinforcing bars without segregation or blocking, it moves into the or it flows into the tight openings. And segregation resistance, the ability of self compacting concrete to remain homogeneous in the composition during the transport. And so, what are the test methods to determine the fresh self compacting concrete and its properties? Filling ability, passing ability, and segregation resistance, it has its own test methods to determine. So, filling ability, it may be determined or it can be tested using slum flow and T50 cm slum flow and V funnel test. So, all these tests we have studied in the fresh concrete. So when we consider only a normal concrete when it is in the fresh state, we have studied different tests under that, that is slum flow. We have already know what do you mean by slum flow, and V funnel test. And next is passing ability test, that is L box, U box, and J ring fill box. And segregation resistance, that is V funnel and at T 5 minutes, and GTM screen stability test. So first is slump flow test and T50 cm test. Slow slump flow test is used to assess the horizontal free flow of SCC in the absence of obstruction. So you can see here what is the dimension of the table, that is 1000 mm. 1000 mm, as well as the concentric circle or a circle or the concrete spread, that is about 500 mm, and the slum cone has a base of 20 centimeter or 200 mm. and the topmost diameter is 10 centimeter and the height of a cone is 30 centimeter. What are the equipment used? Mold in the shape of uh, truncated cone, or you can call it as a simple cone with the internal dimension that is 20 centimeter, there are 200 at the base and 10 centimeter diameter at the top, and the height of the cone as I shown you in the last slide, that is 30 centimeter, conforming to EN 123502, and base plate of a stiff non-absorbing material at least 700 square, marked with a circle marking the central location for the slump cone, and further concentric circle of 500 diameter, and the trowel, scoop, ruler, and the stopwatch. So stopwatch to determine the time of the flow, and trowel to level the uh, what is that concrete over the surface of the cone. These are some of the equipment used. And next is about 6 liters of concrete is needed to perform the test. So these are the procedure, and moisten the base plate and the inside of a slump cone just to spread the concrete, easy spread of the concrete. Place the base plate on the level stable ground and the slump cone centrally on the base plate, and hold down firmly. Fill the cone with the scoop. Do not tamp, simply strike off the concrete level with the top of the cone with the trowel, and remove all the surplus concrete from around the base of the cone. Raise the cone vertically and allow concrete to flow out freely. Simultaneously start the stopwatch and record the time taken for the concrete to reach the 500 spread circle. So this is a T50 time. So 500 that is 50 centimeters. So time for 50 centimeter or T50 time. This is the T50 time. So next one is measure the final diameter of the concrete in two perpendicular direction and calculate the average of two measured diameters. So this is the slump flow in Note any border of the mortar or cement paste without coarse aggregate at the edge of the pool of the concrete. First is about that is the slump flow test, and next is J ring test. So here you can see again a cone, or it is called as Abrams cone. So again it has a height of 300 and the base diameter 20 centimeter, top test diameter 10 centimeter, and a J ring. So you can see here a ring which is attached with the all these gates, and the cone is placed, and when it is lifted the concrete starts to flow over these gates, and the height of this stirrups or a gate, that is 125 12.5 centimeter, and the diameter of the concentric circle, that is 50 centimeter, and the work top, so where all the instrument can be placed. So next is mold without foot piece is the shape of the truncated cone with the internal dimension 20 centimeter base and 10 centimeter top diameter, and the height is 30 centimeter, and the base plate of a stiff non-absorbing material at least 700 square at least, or it can extend up to 1000 also, that is 100 centimeter, marked with the circle showing the central location as that of slump cone, and trowel, scoop, and ruler are used. But here J ring, a rectangular section 30 by 25 open steel ring drilled vertically with the holes, and in the holes can be screwed threaded section of reinforcement bar, length 100 diameter 10 and the spacing between that bars, that is 48 spacing 48 to So spacing between each reinforced bar is 2 and the length is 10 and the diameter of the bar is 1 centimeter or 10. Next is the procedure. About 6 liters of the concrete is needed to perform the test. Sample normally. Moisten the base plate and insert of the slump cone. Place base plate on level stable ground. Place the J-ring centrally on the base plate as shown in the diagram and slump cone centrally inside it and hold down firmly. Fill the cone with the scoop. Don't tamp, simply strike off the concrete level with the top of the cone with the trowel. Remove any surplus concrete from around the base. Raise the cone vertically and allow the concrete to flow out freely. Measure the final diameter of the concrete in two perpendicular directions. Calculate the average of two measured diameters and measure the difference in height between the concrete just inside the bars and outside just outside the bars. Height of the concrete just inside the bars and outside the bars. Calculate the average of the difference in height at four location and note any border of the mortar or cement paste without coarse aggregate at the edge of the pool of the concrete. Next is V funnel test and V funnel test at T5 minutes. So you can see here a funnel has the opening of 75 mm and the width that is 450 mm and the height is 425 and the base of the funnel where the concrete starts to flow that is 150 mm and the opening at the bottom that is 65 mm. So equipment used that is V funnel bucket plus or minus 12 liters of the concrete weight can be stored, trowel, scoop and the stop. So you can see here how the instrument looks like, and for the operation you can refer YouTube, and in the YouTube if you go for a V funnel test of the self compacting concrete you will get the procedure. Both of you can go for the J ring also, you can see V funnel test also how it will be used. So next is the procedure of a flow time. About 12 liters of the concrete is needed. So whereas for J-ring as well as the slump cone, 6 liters of the concrete is needed. But here 12 liters of the concrete is needed to perform the test. And set the V funnel on the foam ground. Moisten inside surface of the funnel. Keep the trapdoor open to allow any surplus water to drain. Close the trapdoor and place a bucket underneath. Fill the apparatus completely with the concrete without compacting or tamping. Simply strike off the concrete. Level the top with the trowel. Open within 10 seconds after filling the trapdoor and allow the concrete to flow out under gravity. Start the stopwatch when the trapdoor is opened and record the time for the discharge to complete the flow time. This is taken to be when light is seen from above through the funnel. The whole test has to be performed within 5 minutes, so that it is called as T5 minutes. So procedure flow time at T5 minutes. So do not clean or moisten the inside surface of the funnel again. Close the trapdoor and refill the V funnel immediately after measuring the flow time. Place a bucket underneath. Fill the apparatus completely with the concrete without compacting or tamping. Simply strike off the concrete. Level the top with the trowel. Open the trapdoor 5 minutes after the second fill of the funnel and allow the concrete to flow under gravity. Simultaneously, start the stopwatch when the trapdoor is opened and record the time for discharge to complete. So the flow time at T5 minutes. So this is taken to be when light is seen from above through the funnel. This is taken to be when light is seen from the above through the funnel. This is a L box test method. So here the equipment used are, so you can see the instrument itself looks like a funnel, so that it has got a L shape, so that it has got a name L box test method. So that so here you can see how the flow of the concrete will takes place inside the box, and here you have a vertical member as well as a horizontal member, and the L box of a stiff non absorbing material travel, scoop, as well as the stop watch. You can see here the dimensions are clearly mentioned with the, you can see here, you can see a ring or a gate. When we open the gate, the concrete starts to flow through the channel. And here with the scoop we have to store the concrete, and here we have to raise the this level, and here the concrete starts to flow. We'll About 14 liters of concrete is needed to perform the test sample normally, and set the apparatus level on the firm ground. Ensure that the sliding gate can open freely and then close. So if it cannot be opened freely, then we have to apply the grease or required material to open the sliding gate freely. And moisten the inside surface of the apparatus. Remove any surplus water and fill the vertical member, as I shown you in the last slide. Um, Fill the vertical section of the apparatus with the concrete sample. Leave it to stand for 1 minute. So after filling, we have to leave the concrete for 1 minute and lift the sliding gate, the small gate which is provided at the bottom of a vertical member, and allow the concrete to flow out into the horizontal section, that is a channel. Simultaneously, start the stopwatch and record the times taken for the concrete to reach 200 and 400 mm marks. When the concrete stops flowing, the distance h1 and h2 are measured, and calculate h2 by h1, the blocking ratio. The whole test has to be performed within 5 minutes. So the time limit to perform this test, like by filling and by opening the gate, and it has to be set or it has to be finished within 5 minutes. Next is the U box test. So L box test, the equipment looks like L, or the shape of the equipment is in L shape. But here in U box test, it is U shape, and U box of a stiff non-absorbing material, trowel, scoop, and stopwatch. So these are the equipments required. So you can see here a U tube and two limbs of a U tube. So you have here. So these two limbs can be separated by the central member, and one side of the limb can be filled with the concrete. So it is not the concrete is not filled within the tube. It is filled within the space provided in between the two limbs, the right limb as well as the left limb. And the gate is provided at the central part as the center of a U tube. And when this gate is released, the concrete starts to flow. And we have to, within a stipulated time, we have to see what is the range of the concrete in the another limb. And these are the obstacles are nothing but the gate. So when it is closed, the concrete will be in one portion, and when it is open, it starts to flow in the another portion. For the tube, that is 68 centimeters. Chamber. About 20 liters of the concrete is needed to perform the test sample normally. Set the apparatus level on the firm ground. Ensure that the sliding gate can open freely and then close it. Moisten the inside surface of apparatus. Remove any surplus water. Fill the one compartment of apparatus with the concrete sample, and again we have to leave it for 1 minute. Lift the sliding gate and allow the concrete to flow out into the another compartment. After the concrete has come to rest, measure the height of the concrete in the compartment that has been filled in two places, and calculate the mean h1. Measure also the height in the another compartment. So when the concrete starts to flow in one compartment, the height will gradually decrease, so that is h1. and then we have to see what is the rise of the concrete in the another compartment, so that is H2, and calculate H1 minus H2 the filling height, and the whole test has to be performed within 5 minutes. So even in the L box test method it has to be performed within 5 minutes, and even here it has to be performed within 5 minutes. So these are some of the topics we have seen in the mm, present video lecture, and about self compacting concrete, and what are the advantages and some of the important points to be noted, and fresh SCC properties, as well as what are the tests to be done. That is the main test to be done, that is slum flow test, J-ring test, and V funnel test. So whatever, so here whatever the instrument or the equipment you have seen, the instrument itself looks like a name what is given for the test. Like if it is a J-ring test, you can see the stirrups, and if it is V funnel, the shape of the instrument is V, and the J-ring L box test, U box test. So these are some of the tests done on fresh self compacting concrete. And as I mentioned in the first slide, you can refer from page number 8 to page number 16 in the notes what I have given. Thank you.